Hi, I'm Pat Foltz. I am the first year experience coordinator for the College of Creative Arts and Communication. I'm here with Dr. Amy Crawford, who is the acting chair of the communication department. We're going to chat this morning about the Department of Communication so you can learn a little more about it. Thanks for coming.
My pleasure, Pat.
How did you arrive here at YSU?
Well, I started in 2003. I'm originally from the Valley, and I had spent 18 years out of town. And when I saw the opening pop up, it was a nice fit, and I loved the idea of coming back and being back in the Youngstown area.
We're glad you're here.
Well, thanks.
Can you give me just a brief overview of your department?
Certainly. We have three different concentrations, three different programs in our department. We have communication, telecommunications studies, and journalism.
That's a lot of different balls to juggle there.
Right. We all share storytelling. And like a lot of the other programs here in the college, we're looking at ways in which people relate to each other, relate to the arts, relate to stories. So there's that nice common thread there.
Absolutely. Other than the classes themselves, what activities or events can students get involved with in this department?
Well, our programs are professional programs, pre-professional. So we like to see them as a mix of hands-on experience, theory, and liberal arts education. So we do emphasize those out-of-the-classroom learning experiences. So on the journalism side, obviously we have the Jambar, which is an institution here at YSU. And we also have...
Let me stop you.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Jambar
Sure.
for a minute. For students who are new here, the Jambar is the school newspaper. And I can like it on Facebook and read some there, or I can pick up an actual physical copy of the Jambar.
That is
once
correct.
a week?
Once a week, yes. And you can find that in all of the buildings on campus once a week. There's content that's updated on the website as well. The website also has additional content, social media, and video. So it's a nice addition to the traditional print form.
So we've got the journalism section over here. What can I do if I'm in telecom? What are the outside activities?
Well, we have a couple of opportunities, especially for students, whether you're a major or not a major. We have Rookery Radio, which is through Student Life, so that is open to all majors. But we find a lot of our students will have their own shows. Sometimes it's solo, sometimes they'll pair up with other students, but that's a nice opportunity. Rookery Radio is an internet radio station. And another possibility is for majors, they can get involved in sports broadcasting. And we cover about 100 productions per year of both what's called the Olympic sports, so diving, soccer, softball. And then we also do, we're very involved with the football, the big scoreboard productions, and we're also involved with the basketball, men's and women's. So there's a lot there. Also, we shoot a program called Penguin Rundown, which is a coach's show, highlights about YSU athletics.
So if I'm in just the regular comm department, are there activities? I think you have some teams that are involved in the comm department.
We have an honors organization called Lambda Pi Eta. Lambda Pi Eta is very involved in the community. They do a lot of fundraisers, and they're very involved with Relay for Life, and they do some very cool things. So Lambda Pi Eta is another thing that students can get involved in terms of an honor society.
And so if I have a degree in communication from YSU. It sounds like I could think of a lot of different careers. Can you kind of follow that with some options for me?
Sure. Nice thing about communication is there are a lot of directions you can take the degree. So starting with our two programs that are more specific and directed, journalism and telecommunication studies, you can go a traditional route into the media. So you can get a job with a news organization, television station, working in a news department, newspaper, online. But you can go in other directions, which we encourage students to have an entrepreneurial spirit. It's an industry that's evolving. So we have some students who want to be bloggers. We have some students who want to be data journalists, where they really sort through databases and public records looking for stories. We also have a track in communication for social media. A lot of companies are looking to hire and bring on professionals who understand the analytics, who understand creating a cohesive social media strategy. When social media first became a thing, a lot of companies would say, Frank in accounting is really good at that. Let's bring him on. And I think that they're starting to learn that it is a serious approach, that you would want to have a professional handling public relations, handling advertising. You need a professional handling social media. Not a lot of programs have as structured a program in social media as we do here at YSU. So that's another really good field to go into. Also, a lot of traditional areas, sales, pre-professional programs, law school. Communication is a really nice foundation for that. Also, human resources is an area where there's a lot of growth, and I see a lot of our students head in that direction.
Excellent. Do you have academic requirements that your majors and minors have to attend to?
Yes, we do have a minimum of 2.0 in order to enter the program or to transfer into the program. Students must receive a C or better in all of their major courses. And then for some of the programs like telecommunications studies, students come in to the program as pre-telecommunications studies, and then there are 3 main courses in which they have to get a grade of B or better in order to move from that conditional into full enrollment.
Does that happen generally their sophomore year? Or?
It could happen their freshman year because the courses are the 1500 level intro courses. So if they, depending on how they structure it, it's either second semester of their first year or into their second year.
And does your department offer classes that are not necessary? If I'm not a major in communication, can I come over from the business department or some other department altogether and take classes?
Yeah, and a lot of times it depends on which program you're looking at, and also a matter of sometimes that they do fill up quickly. But actually every student on campus will be familiar with the communication foundations. And then we have a lot of students who take communication courses as part of their general education. And we find students do have an interest in social media literacy or media literacy. So those are open to everybody and really do fulfill a need that most students, especially most millennials, have. Also, we have a radio workshop for students who are involved in rookery radio. So for, if you're an engineering major or if you're an art major and you want to, have a radio program about, great artistic movements, or if you're in Dana and you want to put together a classical music or a jazz show, You could do that through Rookery. You could take a course on radio station management, creating programming, and you could do that regardless of your major.
Wow. You're busy over here.
Yeah.
I've asked you about career options, and those seem to be open-ended. If I'm a student and I'm just not sure yet, where can I go to get more information about communication and all of its?
Well, the dean's office is a great resource, but I also encourage students to reach out to the faculty members. We're happy to talk about what we do and just kind of give you some one-on-one, have a conversation about what do you want to do. Sometimes, so for instance, I had a student come to me and say, I've always wanted to have my own company where I do wedding videos. Is there a way that I can do that? And you would learn all of the fundamentals of editing, shooting, storytelling through our program. And I encouraged her to also, seek out business courses as a minor.
Sure.
To, develop that entrepreneurial and the business side of it. But usually we can come up with, through the major and the minor, something that will suit their interest. That's actually what's really nice about the size of our program. We have about 250 majors across the 3 different programs. So we really are almost a boutique program where students will come in, everybody has a different approach as to what they want to accomplish. But because of our size, we have the flexibility to work with students and to tailor the program. And actually, the sports broadcasting program, that's one of the tracks in telecommunications studies, that came about because we had students come to us and say, this is what I want to do. How can we do this? And that collaboration was put into place because of students. So, yeah, we always encourage students, just come talk to us and see what we can do to create a program that's right for them.
I think that's one of the biggest advantages of YSU is this, it's small enough to have personal relationships with the department and with the faculty. That's kind of my favorite part about YSU. Can you give me some of your favorite things about YSU? What do you like about being here?
I really like our students, and we have a really nice collegial department. Everybody, most of the majors know each other, and they definitely know the faculty. So it is a nice, relaxed, conversational, relational environment. So that's one of my favorite things. Our students are very hardworking, very down to earth, very motivated, and I've seen that throughout my years here at YSU.
I'm excited about your department myself.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that we should know about being a communication major at YSU?
Oh, I would say the takeaway, most important thing is to get involved. Get involved outside of the classroom. And we're not necessarily as structured as, say, nursing or education, where you have to go out there, but we do encourage students. Look for internships. At a conference I went to, people were saying 3 to 5 internships, which to me seems excessive, but we do definitely say 1 or 2.
Would there be help for me to find an internship?
Yes, and now internships are not required except for in sports broadcasting, but in the other areas they're an option as an elective. And we've worked with many organizations in the past, so we have those relationships set. So in some cases, like with WFMJ, there are a number of internships that are always open that we can send students to apply for. In other cases, students come to us with internships. So there is a student who is interning this semester with ESPN Radio in Nashville, and another student who's going to be interning with the SEC channel. So those were discovered by the students. Hopefully, once we have that relationship, we can keep sending students.
Thank you so much for
You're
talking
welcome.
with me
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, and I hope you know a little bit more about the communication department in the College of Creative Arts and Communication. Thanks.